What is going on, y'all? It is your boy SK. Rap is here with me. This is the Purple Parlor. Sorry, I got mixed up with something on my screen over here. I thought we weren't live, but we're live. This is episode 27 of Purple Parlor. Man, free agency day one, tampering period. We got some things to talk about. Are we worried about anything? Are we excited about the signings that we did bring in? We're going to talk about it right after this.
I say the same. I say the same. I say the same. Alright.
What is going on, guys? Welcome in. This is Purple Parlor episode 27, the first day of free agency. Yes, we're down a man today. Our dude Randy, he's going to be taking a little bit of a hiatus from YouTube. I think he's going to take a little break and then come back, take care of some family stuff. So me and Rap are going to hold it down as we always do, man. But first day of free agency, tampering period. We made a couple signings. How we feeling? I see the head shake. Rap, what's going on? How we feeling?
I mean, look, man, I think the Kelly, I actually did a little live earlier too, just to hop on and kind of just touch base with the community and shit. I just felt like it was right. And we signed Kelly as I was live earlier too. And it's that's a pick that I like. I think it's intentional and it's something we needed. It shows me that Bradbury is out the door, most likely, and should be, rightfully so. So I'm good with that. I'm not like, I think like the anticipation leading up into the free agency this year, especially when we were sitting here this whole time, like, oh, we got the bag this year. We're going to be aggressive. And then you see all these other teams kind of get these, like, in my opinion, like DJ Reed was a move that I kind of wasn't excited about, him going to the Lions. I felt like that's something you probably should have went after. Now, obviously, it looks like we might bring Byron Murphy back. So then, okay, I'm cool with that. But like, again, man, the safety pickup, Bubba Bolden, like, who is this guy from the UFL? Why you even post that as news anyways? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing that it's just like, I don't know. I do believe your boy though, Allen. I think he's going to sign because he's still in Minnesota. And
he's still
I said this earlier. Yeah, supposedly. And I said earlier on the show, I was like, listen, if somebody goes to Minnesota and gets in front of Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi and them, and they actually get to have conversations, I think it's in the bag at that point, just because they're such likable dudes, you know what I mean? And kind of speak very well and stuff. And it'd be hard to walk out of there and say, I don't want to play with this team. As long as Kwesi and them are being fair and not trying to nickel and dime shit. Like, oh, we'll give you a 1 year. Like, don't try to disrespect the man. Pay him what he's worth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nah. I'm keeping a positive outlook because there's still guys out there that was our kind of main target. Obviously, Jonathan Allen, who's in Minnesota right now. His visit seems like it's going pretty long. That's a good thing for these free agent meetings. The longer they go, that usually means, hey, we're probably working out a deal with them. We're talking about the numbers right now. Fingers crossed. We go out there. We addressed a position that the majority of this fan base has been pissed off about, the center position. And we went out there and we got arguably outside maybe of Dahlman. Some people didn't like Dahlman because he was a smaller guy like Bradbury. Well, we went out there and we got the bigger size center and Ryan Kelly from the Colts, 4-time Pro Bowler, a really good pass blocker, decent in run blocking, but most definitely an upgrade at that position. And he hasn't played the guard position. He's only played center since he's been in the league. So that's giving off signs of, okay, this guy's going to be playing center for the Minnesota Vikings. What does that mean for Garrett Bradbury? That should be a fun story to follow throughout the entire offseason. And then we signed a guy in Isaiah Rodgers, which I like that signing. And when you look at the numbers, we'll go over them in a little bit when we really go into detail with that. Great signing, really good value sign at that point too. What I don't like is seeing the Detroit Lions go out there and sign DJ Reed. Like it's as much as I want to hate, that's a good signing. Like that's a really good signing for them. I think they got him at a really good price too. So Lions won that one, but if we weren't willing to give up that much, and it may be because we're trying to bring Byron Murphy back, and that's why he hasn't signed anywhere yet. Cool. I get it. That cornerback room's looking a little stronger. And then you go out there and you address it in the draft, or maybe another cheap signing throughout free agency. So you address two major needs in this. And you have Jonathan Allen, like I said, another major need that we're looking for. And Will Fries is still out there, which Doogie reported that it's very much in play. The Vikings are very interested. They're in talks with Will Fries. So, all these signings that we kind of wish would happen, maybe outside of DJ Reed, are actually happening. And now we're looking at the wide receiver market for a wide receiver 3, and Cooper Kupp's about to get released. And I think that's a guy that would be perfect for wide receiver. Well, he might be wide receiver 2 at that point, and that's no shot at Jordan Addison by any means, but you got guys out the Cooper Kupp. I love Tyler Lockett as a wide receiver 3 in this offense. So there's a lot left out there to feel confident about this, but at the same time, you brought it up. That Bubba Bolden signing, it shouldn't piss me off, but it does, because it doesn't do anything to the cap, really. It's no big deal. But when you look at it, it's like, why are we signing
a practice squad?
Yeah, practice squad, third string guy on the first day of free agency. Like, that just pissed me off.
You could have got him. You could have got him September 5th. You know
like you're already on the hot seat, Kwesi. Like, and then it's just like you got to watch every little move you do. Like, you were in such a rush to get this deal done with Bubba Bolden that you could have got done in 2 weeks from now. So that just kind of irked me and pissed me off. But I like what's left in front of us. And if anything does pop up during this show, I have my phone in front of me. I'm sure Rap does too. We'll get the notification off Twitter. I'll be checking my Twitter throughout the night. If something does come up, we're going to announce it, and anything big around the league as well. But yeah, man, let's get some shout outs before we get down to
I was just about to say that, man. Shout out the chat, man. Let's go, man. Skull Broski. Happy birthday to Gary, man. Everybody drop a happy birthday, Gary, in the building, man. Let's go, man. Let's go, Papa Gary. Hey.
Turning 37 today.
37. Old
37.
Nah, but man, shout out Gary, man. We got Purple Pop in the building. Shout out Purple Papa, man. Let's go, man. Hey, hold on. Do I still got your button, Papa? Hold on. Let's go. I still got it. The last time.
Anchor man.
That's the last time, man. He out of there. We'll touch on that too. Shout out my Skull bro, man. Skull Mafia, man. Salif, Julian, what's good? What's good? Shout out to you. Appreciate you, Mr. McFadden, Mr. I want to mark in the building, man. Let's go, man. Hey, we appreciate everybody, man. Who are you? My ninja? Let's go, man. Shout out to you, man. You already know what time it is, man. Shout out Marshall, man. I see you. Everybody, man, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button, man, and don't be afraid to also support with the money sign down there too, man. You know what I mean? Like, hey, show love. If you can show love, show it. You feel me? Like, that ain't free, but hey, we'll take it. But shout out to everybody, man, for sure, man. We appreciate you, man. J.A., man, Skull Diesel, David Thibodeau, man. What's good, man? Let's go, man. Let's get to it, SK.
Yeah, man. So just getting down to the numbers. First, we're going to go over the first signing. Obviously, Isaiah Rodgers was our first signing of free agency. I personally like the move, and especially when you look at the numbers, you got him for damn near the veteran minimum, it looks like. Real quick, though, your opinion just initially on that Isaiah Rodgers pickup. Like, how are you feeling about? Obviously, we need to address the cornerback position, but
yeah, I didn't even talk about it. I don't think it was. I feel different from you. I don't think it was a great pick, honestly. Like, I think he was like their third. He was like their third corner, wasn't he? Like, are you gonna pull up the stat? Let's talk about the stat, because to be honest with you, man, I didn't look into him. I've heard of his name though, because he played for somebody else, didn't he? Did he play for the Lions or something?
No, he was drafted by the Colts, and you may not remember
the Colts. Yeah. There it is, yeah.
And he got busted for gambling, and he got suspended for an entire season. And the Eagles, on some sneaky stuff, ended up signing him. And he came out. This was his year back from suspension. Played a lot of slot corner. Played really well. Just overall, really good season this year. I don't know if teams are kind of afraid to give him a big payday because of the gambling issue. Because, I mean, you look at the numbers for what we signed him for 2 years, $4.5 million signing bonus that doesn't count against the cap. And then you
Yeah.
have $1.125 million guaranteed this season. So
Okay.
only about $1 million against the cap this year. You can't beat that for a starting corner, for a
Yeah, I
quality
guess. Yeah.
starting corner. So that's what makes this signing to me a really, really good signing. And I gotta give Kwesi his credit. And there's still plenty of room out there for Kwesi to earn our trust a little bit in this offseason. I mean, we look at the guys that are out there, we can definitely load up. But no, I like the signing, play really good. Let me pull up his stats really quick. Isaiah Rodgers.
Shout out Barber, fade you up, man, and Zoe. I see y'all, man. My bad, man. Gotta get fade you up in there.
Yeah, come on, get it together.
I know, man. Damn, my boy.
But like I said, definitely played a lot of slot this past season with the Eagles. Did play outside a little bit, but for the most part, he was a slot cornerback, played really well. Eagles fans that I know are kind of like, damn, we couldn't sign him back for that much. Like they felt like they could have had him back. They wanted him back, and he ended up signing with the Vikings. And a lot of that may be due to, hey, look, we're giving you an opportunity to not only be a starter, but be an outside corner in this defense. And he's also really good in man, something that fits what Flores wants to do. But if we pull up the stats this past year, 2024, played in 15 games, started 3 of them, 26 tackles. Let me see. I know he had a few picks this season too. Some in the I think he had one in the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, too. Actually, no interceptions this year, believe it or not. I thought there was, but I guess not.
Yeah.
But if I pull up
I mean,
his
look, I mean, for
yeah,
the money, I guess it's one of those things where, hey, you got a guy that's kind of at least has some experience there. He knows the speed of the game and stuff like that. So you're not really having
yeah,
to put the what if out there. So I mean, at that point for the money, it's like, okay, he's considered a starter in some type of capacity. So I'll take it.
yeah,
From what I remember, I think he was kind of a dog in Indiana in Indy, right? He played at least 1 year,
yeah.
right, before he got suspended, or
Yeah,
did
no,
he get
he
suspended his
played
rookie year?
really well. He played really
Yeah,
well for them. He was, the up and coming corner. I believe they drafted him in the 2nd round, if I'm
yeah,
not mistaken. I may
yeah,
be wrong. But no, performed really well, just had that gambling thing, and they cut ties with him, and then the Eagles picked him up.
yeah,
Run defense grade is at 80.6. That's 14th out of 223 corners. Coverage grade is a 74. That's 31st out of 223 corners. So,
yeah.
I mean, if you're one of those people that uses PFF as the only kind of litmus test to it, then hey, you got a really good corner for $1 million this year.
Yeah.
So I personally like the signing, especially for the price. You address the position of need, and then you can still go out there and sign a Byron Murphy again. Now, if we do sign Byron Murphy, are we set as far as free agency through getting cornerbacks?
I think so. I think you still gotta get in the draft, but like I'll ask myself this: if let's say you bring Byron Murphy back, right? All right, and then you
Yeah,
got Isaiah Rodgers, which is he's more of a slot type corner from what he's been playing recently. So then it's like, okay, well, who the hell's the other corner? Like,
yeah.
Stephon Gilmore. I guess is Stephon Gilmore a free agent or is he
He's a free
still?
agent, and he said he's not retiring. So
Yeah, so Stephon Gilmore's still there. I guess Shaquille Griffin's still there, but it's like, do you really want to run that back? I don't know if
yeah,
I want to run any of them back. To be real, I mean, I would. Shaquille Griffin, I like the dog in him, like the kind of like just he's physical. There's one thing I do like about him, but I say you can possibly fix the other side in the draft, but you're gonna have to be
yeah,
a somewhat aggressive and maybe trade up to the second or something. You might have to get a little aggressive to get the corner that can step right in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, most definitely. But again, this gives you a lot of room to play with. You got a quality, more than likely starting corner. Depending on
Yeah.
what happens with Mekhi Blackman, we all know that he was kind
Oh
of
yeah. Yeah.
preparing to be
Yeah.
the starter last year. So if he bounces back from that injury, which he's had plenty of time to, we may be talking about Isaiah Rodgers playing slot again, which
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing.
For sure.
But the other signing, Ryan Kelly, center from Indianapolis as well. 2 years, $18 million contract. I think that's very good. Again,
Mm-hmm.
this is the money ball kind of tactic that we are expecting from Kwesi.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I do expect a big deal eventually to come when it may be Jonathan Allen, Will Fries, which it seems like how guards are going and how high they're getting paid. He could be looking at anywhere near $20 million per year for a starting guard. But man, at this point, if you got to overpay to address the guard position, you got to overpay. You got to do what you got to do to address the guard position. You address the center position, great. You got to go in there and grab another guard. So, I mean, how did you feel about the Ryan Kelly pickup?
I
You
liked it.
you hate Bradbury, so
Yeah, like I'm not a huge fan of Bradbury, so I think it was actually a good pickup, man. You know, like it was something that needed to be done. And it shows now that in my opinion that Bradbury's out of there, man. You know what I mean? Which a lot of Vikings fans,
yeah.
I think most Vikings fans actually have been calling for that for a long time now. So it's and I was saying this too. Like after seeing some of these after seeing some of these pickups and I'm seeing some of these no-name players that are signing these, even if it's 2 years, 10 million, I'm just like, bro, you know what? We might can get some for Bradbury low key,
Yeah.
man. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. We might be able to squeeze a draft pick out of Bradbury that may not put us in position to get let's just say another starting corner for the pick you get for Bradbury. But what I will say, it'll give you ammunition to be able to move up if
Yeah.
need be, if it's that serious, you know, unless you got another trick up your sleeve, whatever. But it's still to give you some ammunition. I think Bradbury can possibly get traded draft night or maybe even before then, you know what I mean? And kind of get us some picks. I think that's what Kwesi's working on. Cause if this isn't a clear sign that he's gone, I don't know what is. Ain't no way you keeping both of them
Yeah.
mugs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's you're asking for anything back at this point. If you want to shoot a 6th rounder, 7th rounder,
Yeah.
go on down.
You
Like,
brought
'cause
Kelly in. You brought Kelly in to be the starter. For sure.
exactly. And Bradbury doesn't have the size, the capability to move over to guard. And I pray to God that that's not what our plan's going to be.
That better
So
not be.
I think Bradbury's out of there. And like I said, you get a late draft pick and then just move on. Now, I don't know what the dead cap is on that. Let me see if I can pull it up.
18 million between paying 18 million for a Bradbury like center. I mean, yeah. No, Kelly, man, 4-time Pro Bowler, man.
Yeah.
Decent, and he's a veteran too. So like, you don't got to worry about can he play. Like it's like no, you know he can play. Like that's the type of moves
Yeah.
I like. I don't like can. I don't like when you got to ask can he.
He's
You know,
just
when
a
you got to
little
ask
older.
can he, I don't want him.
He's just a little older.
Yeah.
So let's see. Dead cap would be 2.4 million, but I'm
Okay.
not sure exactly how that may break down if it's a trade
Mhm.
or what. So
Yeah.
again, this is his last year on his contract too, and then he
Yeah.
becomes a unrestricted free agent. So there's some void years though. We got a couple void years on the back end of it. So I don't know, man. I agree with you. I think a trade could be coming, but you never know with the Vikings, man. You
Never know.
never know. They might say, "Hey, we're gonna move
I
Bradbury to
like Cam
guard."
Robinson moving the guard. That's what
I
I
do
want.
too, but you're gonna have to pay for that.
Yeah,
You're
you
gonna
are
have
gonna
to
have to
pay
pay
up
for
for
that.
him.
Yeah.
So I mean, look, with the way Kwesi's kind of moving right now, it's looking like he's finding good quality players for extremely cheap, but th- that means that that money that you have kind of saved up, I think we still have like $55 million in cap space still. So you have plenty of cap space. Where is that going to go? Like where are we going to put that money into? Is
Yeah.
Jonathan Allen going to get paid that much?
Yeah.
I don't know. He's coming off a shoulder injury. So what are we doing with all that money? You're taking these little tiny deals and getting quality players, good signings, but where is that big wave gonna come and
Yeah.
actually bring in a big name quality free agent? And I think Jonathan Allen is that quality free agent, and I think they pair that with either Will Fries or Byron Murphy. If you
Yeah.
had a choice, you want Byron Murphy back or you want Will Fries?
Will
That's
Fries,
a tough
probably.
one.
Yeah, that is a tough one. I might take Will Fries right now though, low key.
Fries? So,
Yeah,
and
only
this is a
because, man, like I wanna address the trenches so bad now, man. Like, I'm just so on board with that shit now, like to where it's
yeah.
just like I'm just going trenches, bruh. Like for real, I'm going trenches because I know it's gonna mean a lot. It might not be the prettiest thing, but it's gonna mean a lot. Like I can see the cornerback, and plus, if you address the trenches, your cornerbacks don't have to play as hard or as good. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Your offensive line's good. What does that mean? Well, that means your defense isn't on the field as much. So the
Yeah.
opportunities of them fucking up, the percentage goes down. So like there's a lot of things that are that play in the part of having the trenches right on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm going
Yeah.
Will Fries. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a tough one. I think I might go Fries too. Because at at that point, if you sign Fries, you already signed Kelly. You
Mhm,
did address the cornerback position with Rodgers, maybe not to the extent that we are all expecting to, but you
mhm,
did address that position.
mhm.
You're kind of in a position in this draft where it almost is draft best available. You may be in the mix of drafting a running back in the first round. I think
Mhm.
we should still go defensive tackle, even if we do sign Jonathan Allen. You go out there, you pair him with a young guy, um, whether it be Harmon, whether it be our boy out of Michigan, whoever it is, pair him with a young defensive tackle, and you got that's a complete defensive line at that point.
Yeah.
And then you addressed your weaknesses on the offensive line, the interior offensive line specifically. And then you're kind of just like, okay, maybe this great cornerback could fall to us at 24. Or maybe we're saying, hey, let's pair a premier running back in this draft with Aaron Jones. So the way it's going and the way we kind of think it's going to end up with Jonathan Allen and hopefully another interior offensive lineman, we're in a position to where we can have fun in this draft and we may not have to trade back.
Yeah. So, real quick, man, Yogi just sent me this too, man. Shout out Yogi. The last two seasons, I just want to go over these real quick. Last two seasons, amount of snaps. Bradbury 2065 to Kelly's 1482, which is, I
Okay.
mean, there's a
He
pretty
was
decent
injured.
amount more
He was
snaps. Yeah, he
injured.
was injured. But Bradbury allowed 60 pressures, 7 sacks, the PR rate, which was 4.55%, 11 penalties. All right. Compared to Kelly, he only allowed 18 pressures. So even if you look at the numbers being a little more like that right there, though, the percentage like only allowing 18 out of that 1482 is crazy good. Only allowed 2 sacks. PR
You
rate, pass rush rate,
you also got to
1.59%.
remember, yeah, you also got to remember the quarterback play has been a whole lot better in Minnesota than what
Yeah,
it's been in Indianapolis these past few years.
that's a
So
fact.
a lot of those sacks may not be completely his fault. It may be the quarterback not stepping up into the pocket properly, maybe running right into a sack like we see Anthony Richardson do so often. So
Yeah, but he only
those stats,
allowed 2 though. He only allowed 2.
again, that's what I'm saying. Even with those two or even with those pressures, a lot of those
Yeah.
may not even be on him. It may be on the quarterback just doing something wrong. So
Yeah.
I love that signing. You know
Yeah,
me,
me
I
too.
was all about the trenches. I said, we
Yeah,
got
no,
to.
for sure. I
Like, we've
like it.
learned our lesson. It's time. So, but
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I like that one. I mean, that's obviously the big move for today.
mhm,
Like if there's considered a big move today, I thought the first one was gonna be considered the big one. I don't think Rodgers is that. I mean, he is the cover art athlete only because he was the first domino to fall. So
yeah,
got to give him his got to show him some
yeah,
love over here on Purple
yeah,
Parlor.
yeah,
But I think Kelly definitely is the key move for today. You know what I mean? And unless Allen signs here before midnight.
Yeah, which we're hoping that
Which
happens.
Kwesi loved doing a midnight drop. You know what I'm saying? That boy be up late cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah.
So
No, they definitely did that last year. Well, not with the major signings. I don't think we did any
I know
mid
Byron Murphy was kind of late because I remember us
Byron
being
Murphy
live.
Byron Murphy was during our show, I believe, if
Yeah,
I'm not
because we
mistaken.
were live and we were already
live.
live for like an hour, and then we stopped
Yeah.
it and started a whole nother one just cause we're like,
Yeah.
oh, we got to talk about that. You know what I mean? So yeah, that boy be up late, man. You know what I mean? That boy don't be surprised if you see something around 11:30, 12, man, come across that screen. Like the Vikings have finalized it because they taking Allen out to dinner. They doing a bunch of, they taking him out to dinner, all that, man. They
Yeah, they
gonna
are.
sauce him up. So
I mean, what we got our two, I guess, major signs, and you got our boy Bolden, which there's nothing against Bolden. We're kind of like, why though? But anyways,
yeah.
Who should be the next signing for the Minnesota Vikings?
I mean, the obvious one is Will Fries, like we're all talking about. But then if we're gonna exclude him just because everybody, and shout out Ed Waldo, man. Shout out Canada in the building, man. You feel me? Let's go, man. If you exclude him, I'm gonna go with Javon Holland. Like Bubba Bolden, are you shitting me? Man, go get a real safety. First of all, man, Kwesi in this safety game, man. I just gotta address this shit, man. Like, what is your thing with these safeties, bro? I mean, you just can't help yourself, man. You really can't.
Yeah.
Like, you really can't. I just think like the safety in him, I don't know if his brain is wired to the word safety where he thinks it's a safe move or something because he's like trying to hold back. So just because their position's called safety, he feels like there ain't no kind of threat there. But man, I gotta tell you, man, that shit you gotta relax on the safety shit, man. All these safety moves is crazy, bro. Like for real, man. And if you are gonna do it, get a good one. How about that? You know what I mean?
Well,
for sure.
On top of that, you just gave Theo Jackson starting safety money, low end starting safety money, but you gave him starting safety money. So Cam Bynum's gone to the Colts. Shout out Cam. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah.
But Theo Jackson seems primed to take that position back.
Yeah.
Now, you still got Josh Metellus, which I expect an extension for Josh Metellus to come very soon.
Yep.
And then you got we're kind of all Jay Ward, but we're all kind of counting on Harrison Smith. It seems like he's kind of leaning towards coming back.
He's coming back. He would already announced it if he was in play. He's coming back.
So those are your three starting safeties.
Yeah.
So why are we in the Javon Holland sweepstakes? Why is this a thing? So it's either Harrison Smith is leaning towards retiring now, or we're letting Harrison Smith walk out the door, or something else weird is going on to where Theo Jackson isn't a starter, or we're expecting to lose Josh Metellus, which I don't think that's even in the realm of things.
Josh Metellus is a
So I don't think those Javon Holland things are true. I just don't. Maybe rumors got swirled around because Cam Bynum was leaving and Holland has connections to Brian Flores. I don't know, but when you think about it, you put the numbers together, you look at the roster. If we're expecting Harrison Smith to come back, why are we even in the sweepstakes of signing Javon Holland? So
I got a point. Yeah,
that's just my thought on it. I don't think we are. I think it's phony. I think it's phony report.
But I think Hollins is way better than Theo Jackson. Listen, I like Theo Jackson. I think at that safety position, you don't have to be the greatest player to at least be kind of serviceable, kind of like how Cam Bynum was. You know what I mean? I look at Cam Bynum, the type of player, if he can do it, almost anybody can, like type deal. You know what I mean? Like not anybody, but almost is what I mean. Like Theo Jackson, I believe he can step in Cam Bynum's spot and, be able to at least get a couple interceptions this season, make some tackles, like regular shit, right? But Javon Holland, that's just a different type of. Yeah, I mean, there is certain safeties that just kind of stand out where it's just like, yeah, him and Theo play the same position, but they don't play the same position the same way. And Holland
Yeah.
is a big difference. You know what I mean? Like you would notice the difference. So, I mean, but I do get your point. It doesn't seem likely now, although I want it because of the kind of moves that were made. So it makes sense. Unless,
Yeah.
like you said, unless Hitman, because I know Nano said, like, what if Hitman comes off the bench? I mean, that's not happening. He's not coming
Yeah.
back to play on the bench. He's coming back to try to make one more run at it, and he wants to start. So might be a coach.
Um,
Maybe be a coach.
yeah, kind of big news around the NFL, probably not really pertaining to the Vikings necessarily, but the 49ers are releasing 9-time Pro Bowler fullback Kyle Juszczyk.
Oh wow.
So,
Who gives a damn?
CJ Ham, your days are numbered.
Who gives? Hey, you know that tweet coming too. Does this mean
Yeah.
CJ Ham is a no? CJ Ham is going to be a Viking until he decides not to be, bro. They're not cutting
Yeah.
CJ Ham. I'm sorry.
He's locked in. He's locked
Yeah,
in.
like it's just something about CJ Ham that just kind of like you just almost can't cut him type shit. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no, it's one of those hometown heroes, and there's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. CJ Ham's a great player, great locker room guy. I think he did more on special teams this year than he did in the offense, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we love CJ Ham. We love you, CJ.
Man, I think, man, I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I think they need to start giving CJ Ham the ball a little more on the handoff, though, like that ass. And I'll say this
Fullback
because
dive.
we'll talk about this. Aaron Jones pickup. I know you liked it. I wasn't a huge fan of it based off of the money that was paid for it, because you know I just have PTSD from when Cook wanted that type of money. The fan base, and this is Cook coming off of a 1,100. I'm talking that the stats were damn near like go pull up Dalvin Cook stat. They're damn near identical with the worst offensive line, and nobody wanted to bring him back. But all of a sudden, Aaron Jones is now all of a sudden the guy and all this shit. It's cool. I like Aaron Jones. Nothing against him. But I mean, I'm just saying, man, like in the red zone, goal line, Aaron Jones is nasty, man. It just isn't the
It's
thing.
the
So,
interior offensive line.
bro, they need to start giving CJ the ball down there in first and goal, second and goal.
I agree
Just
with
give
you.
this motherfucker the ball, please. Just line him up at running back,
agree.
please. Don't even fullback him, running back. You know what I'm saying?
Ball.
Like,
Just bowling ball.
yeah, because he has the athletic ability too. Like he's stocky, and if you're in goal line, bro, like he's fast enough to get to the line of scrimmage quick enough to pound in there, man. Like just start using them, bro. Seriously.
Yeah. So, well, I did like the. I mean, we're on the topic. We didn't really talk about it because we weren't on last week. Aaron Jones re-signing with the Minnesota Vikings. I think it's 2 years, 20 mil. With 13 mil guaranteed, I believe. So I like, again, another value pickup. You got him at, I think, what, $6.5 million per year, plus incentives. I like it, but you got to pair him with the young running back. That was always my thing with Aaron Jones. I love Aaron Jones, but we got to keep him healthy. We got to keep him on a snap count. We got to pair him with a rookie running back because the offense was different when he was on the field and healthy last year from when he wasn't. Yeah. You notice the big difference in this offense. So we had him on a snap count somewhat this year, at least on the second half of the season. Next season, we're going to have to pair him with somebody that can shoulder a big load. Yeah. And I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, because my thing is 2 years, though. Like, bro, he was struggling to get up this year after a couple of hits. Like, you know what I mean?
Boy, there's an out after the first.
There got to be an out. There got to be an out. Shout out FJB in the building, man. You know, Ty, man. You know, hey, look, man. It's one of those things where I'm not mad at it. I'm not super excited about it. It is what it is. I said this. I said after the season, I would sit back and reflect on the season and appreciate Aaron Jones. Again, just like Sam Darnold. Appreciate everything you've done. It was an amazing season. Fun ride, man, being a Vikings fan in 2024. But I thought it was time to where, specifically this year, and the reason why I say that is because you could have used that money. If you didn't pay Aaron Jones, you probably would have been in more kind of position to battle with some other player, compete with some other. Hold on, real quick, SK. Take this. I gotta take a call.
Nah, no worries. Yeah, I'm looking over Aaron Jones' numbers right here. Cap hit this year looks like $6 million this year. Again, not bad. And then you have a $14 million hit next year, which don't be surprised if he's traded or he's cut after this season. He has a dead cap of another $6 million next year. So if he has a good year, you could see an extension. If he has a mediocre year, you could see an Aaron Jones getting cut. So I wouldn't be surprised there. But let me get to some of these comments, man. Let's see. I hope they draft a running back too. You got to pair Aaron Jones with another running back. We cannot sit. And I think this is common sense for all of us here. We should expect the Minnesota Vikings to draft a running back two to pair with Aaron Jones. If not that, then expect them to go through free agency and pick up one of these cheap guys. I don't think it'll be Cam Akers because Cam Akers has his injury history. So I think if it's not through the draft, which I think they should because it's such a deep draft at the running back position, I think you should go for one of these cheaper guys in free agency because there's plenty of them out there. You can get quality back in free agency as well. Yeah, he can mentor a rookie stud. Absolutely. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that share button. We appreciate everybody tapping in. We're also on Twitter. I don't know if Rap's back on. I think Rap's still on the phone over here. He's yapping over there, but Bob Swede with the we need ham for the jet sweeps. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. If you know, you know, guys. If you know, you know. Let's see. Yogi's not going live tonight. He already answered that. Again, shout out Gary, man. Papa Gary is Papa Gary's birthday. Shout out Papa Gary, man. He does a lot for our pages. He does a lot for Skullfest as well. He does a lot behind the scenes that you guys don't know. Shout out Papa Gary, man. Mark Phil says maybe Hitman is working with the Vikings and leaves if Holland comes. And if he doesn't, Hitman will stay another year. That's a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't think. Now, obviously, I expect Harrison Smith to work with the Vikings when it comes to numbers, but I don't think he's working with them that much. Hey, if this guy comes in, if he takes this money, he's going to take your job and you can go about your business. But if he doesn't, we want you back. So I don't know. I don't know what that does to somebody's pride or not. But again, Harrison Smith, he's a different type of guy. He's a different type of guy. So, Yogi says, hate to bust your bubble. Pick 24, Malachi Stark, safety out of Georgia. No Georgia safeties, man. Not anytime soon. I'm still scarred from Super Bowl champion Lewis Cine, man. I'm still scarred. We can't do anymore. No more safeties, especially from Georgia. Dave says we need to fix O-line to protect our quarterback and open holes for. Look, they got on me. Randy got on me. Rap got on me. Everybody got on me for supporting Aaron Jones in this. And I'm supporting Aaron Jones because I understand how bad our interior offensive line was. The past 2 to 3 seasons, our red zone run game has been terrible because the interior offensive line has been weak. It doesn't matter who you're handing the ball off to. Here we go, Rap, just in time. It doesn't matter who you're handing the ball off to. If you
Sorry,
don't
SKB's
have...
mom was calling me. Sorry.
Wow. If you don't have a strong interior offensive line, you're not gonna get any push when you need that push. You're not gonna have that Philadelphia Eagles tush push type of offensive line. You got to bolster interior offensive line, and then it doesn't necessarily matter who's running the ball if you have a strong interior offensive line. So I know Rap came in. He wants to start talking about Dalvin Cook and shit.
No, so hold up. So what were we? What were you talking about? Honestly, because I didn't have.
I was just going over comments.
Oh, okay.
And, I think Dave put up. We have to improve our interior offensive line for the running back, open up holes, protect our quarterback. You know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then I went on a tangent talking about you guys always make fun of defending our running backs.
Oh yeah. No, Papa said, "Rap, we drafting big boy from Florida." I don't think we have to draft him. I think he'll be a I think he'll be a UDFA for sure. So we may go after him at UDFA. Somebody signed though. Hold up, the
Yeah,
Patriots. Oh no,
Saints re-signed Chase Young.
yeah, Saints re-signed Chase Young, and the Patriots have discussions on trading Joe Milton.
Yeah, your boy.
Yeah, Joe Milton. Hey, listen, tell me, hey, you my boy really a baller like that though. Like, I hope they talking about trading him to the Vikings. Shit, I'll take him behind. I'll take him behind JJ McCarthy. You know what I mean, to be the backup. What is your hate? My thing is this: you ride to the wheels fall off for Nick Mullins, but you don't want a Joe Milton. Did you see what Joe Milton did last year? And my boy can ball, man.
If somebody's bringing in Joe Milton, they're bringing him to eventually start. We ain't got room for that.
According to you, he'll never start.
Huh?
According to you, he's never going to be a starter in this league. Milton for Bradbury
opportunity, but he's going to look like Anthony Richardson.
Nah, I think, hey, look, man, I ain't gonna lie, Rich Gang has disappointed though. I ain't gonna cap. But this is my thing too, though. But this is my thing with that too. You gotta ask yourself, do you think Anthony Richardson would look the same if he would have got drafted by Kevin O'Connell and the Vikings? Absolutely not. You know what I mean?
Better. Yeah.
He would have looked better. So that's another thing right there where it's like situation matters, man. And yeah, we do. Hey, speaking of quarterbacks, though, let's be realistic here. Daniel Jones probably about to dip out, is what it looks like, at least. You know what I mean? I think there's going to be a team. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, once he dips out, bro, like, I know somebody earlier said Brett Rippon, and I know that's Purple Papa's guy, and Brett Rippon, now I got to go back and forth with Purple Papa on Brett Rippon being the starting quarterback, you know what I mean, for the Minnesota Vikings in 2025 and all this. I ain't got time, man. But it's just like, who are we bringing in for a backup, man? I see Gardner Minshew. You know what I mean? Gardner Minshew, okay. I would be okay with Gardner Minshew as a backup coming in.
Shoe train. Well,
yeah, but really think about it. Who else though? Like, what is there any other name?
Be a veteran guy. That's the thing. It's got to be a veteran guy.
Yeah, got
it. It can't be a young guy that you're trying to build up. I get it. KOC wants to be like, this quarterback whisperer, which it seems like he kind of is, but he wants to bring in every quarterback and he wants to make them the best quarterback that they can possibly be. And I'm all for it. I'm all here for it. But your full undivided attention should be on JJ McCarthy and making sure he's ready week in and week out. I get it. You got to coach up quarterback 2. You got to coach up quarterback 3. You got to coach up the practice squad quarterback. But your main focus needs to be on JJ McCarthy. So you got to bring in a veteran quarterback that's going to help JJ McCarthy.
Let's see if my prediction's right. Who would be your veteran, SK?
Who I think it would, because this is different. Who I want it to be or who I think it should be.
Let me hear both, because I just want to see if I got my prediction right from earlier.
Who I think it should be.
I said your name in my live. I said your name in my live earlier, and I was like,
Marcus Mariota. I think should be the veteran backup.
Okay.
I don't think he will be, because I think Mariota wants to go somewhere we can somewhat compete for a starting job.
Where's that?
So I don't think that happens. I think it does end up being like a Gardner Minshew.
Okay. I thought you were gonna say Jameis Winston, because I know y'all have this thing for Jameis Winston and shit. And
I love Jameis.
I love Jameis, and I thought I could have swore you were gonna say we need to bring in Jameis.
I love Jameis, but nah.
Cool.
Nah.
I mean, if I could have it my way, I would love to retain Daniel Jones, like have Daniel Jones and JJ McCarthy. I think that would be the ideal move for me. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, but again, I know for a fact that JJ McCarthy's QB1. So for me as a fan, where I stand in my Vikingism is I already know who QB1 is. You feel me? Like, some people are still kind of unsure and don't believe things are going to happen the way they're going to happen. But I know you can, and it's clear to see. I mean, all the signs have been pointing towards this since damn near late December, honestly. I mean, right after that playoff game, you kind of knew what was happening after end of the season press conferences, all the little interviews, Radio Row interviews from the Super Bowl. I mean, they were telling you what the deal was, so I'm
Yeah.
excited for that. Hopefully we don't have to see the backup. That's my thing, except
Yeah.
for preseason.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So no, I'm another name, and it's actually been floated around. I don't think there's any truth to it,
Not
really.
Russell Wilson, not Aaron Rodgers. No.
Aaron Rodgers.
No.
What's your vibe on that?
So I posted a picture of Aaron Rodgers and JJ McCarthy meditating. So I asked Grok, shout out Grok, man. You feel me? I typed in
Coming
Grok,
through in
man.
the
Grok,
clutch.
Aaron Rodgers, JJ McCarthy meditating before a football game in a Vikings jersey. And there you go, man. You got those two motherfuckers sitting there with their eyes closed, sitting cross-legged doing this shit. Like, you know what I mean? That's the last thing I want to see, man, as a Vikings fan. So absolutely not, bro. I will say this. Like, I don't want Aaron Rodgers just based off of, I think his personality just isn't the best to.
No,
I just feel like he doesn't think he's obligated to help anybody. I just think he's about himself. He wants to get another Super Bowl. That's cool. He's a veteran. He's not really here to be a coach and all that shit. He just doesn't have that type of personality, in my opinion. But I will say this: if he came to him teaming up with Kevin O'Connell, I mean, honestly, it could be pretty dangerous though if he played like Aaron Rodgers, like for real. That boy would be, because think about how he understands defenses. Regardless, taken away, if his arm can still sling, man, like, I mean, it could be a sight to see, low key though. But I just don't want it. I don't want it. But if we did it though, like, I think after a while, I would say probably like a month or two after we sign him, I would be like, bruh, this shit might get fun. You know what I mean? It might get fun. I want to see JJ McCarthy all the way to the end, but like, you still make it interesting if Aaron Rodgers did sign, for sure.
Yeah. Another announcement: Lions re-signed offensive tackle Dan Skipper.
And then Najee Harris signs with the Chargers.
Yep, Najee Harris signs with the Chargers. So we're keeping you guys up to date here on Purple Parlor. We're getting all the news coming in as well.
And I'm glad we didn't go after Najee Harris. I know some Vikings fans wanted Najee Harris.
No.
Like, no.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Aaron Jones was most definitely the right. And he got 1 year, $9.25 million. So, yeah, I'm cool on paying Najee Harris $9 million.
Yeah, me too.
But good luck to him. But looking at guys that left the Vikings now, Sam Darnold, Cam Bynum, who else? Patrick Jones. I think I'm missing one more too that may have left. But those are the three major ones that come to mind.
Yeah, and I think that's about
might be it,
right? Yeah.
So Cam Bynum, I think, was 4 years, $60 million.
$15 million.
Are you cool with not paying Cam Bynum that money?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, again, man, I like Cam Bynum. I think, believe it or not, the celebration shit was fun, but I think it cost him a contract with the Vikings. I think the Vikings would have been willing to invest in him, but like, when you're spending more time coming up with celebrate, it's cool. It's entertaining, but at the end of the day, man, you're here to win football games. I get it. You want to make some fun too. And Cam Bynum, sometimes I think he's gonna learn the more maybe after this year or next year, that do your celebrations, bro, but like, keep the main thing, and that's taking the game serious and winning. Because as fans, we love to see it, but like, when you have a whole interview before a playoff game about what celebration you're about to do, but then you just get dog walked the whole game and you don't do shit, you missing tackles, you don't get to enter nothing, and then the game's over. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about now? Yeah. So I think it cost him. Where did Najee go? He went to the Chargers.
Yeah, Najee went to the Chargers. 1 year, $9.25 million. I'm cool. I ain't paying that for Najee Harris. Cool. Another Sam Darnold, 3 years, I think, right around $100 million.
$55 million guaranteed. $55 million guaranteed.
$5 million guaranteed. That's not bad.
Ooh,
that's not, and reports were out that supposedly, now this is allegedly, the Vikings offered Sam Darnold a 1 year, $25 million contract. Would we have been okay with doing that?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. No, I wouldn't have been okay with that. You know, my thing is this, man. The ride, I'm standing on what I stand on, man. The ride was fun, man, but you're not in the
Yeah.
plans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just that's really what it is. What I do appreciate about the team is they're going with the plan. And that's one thing I appreciate about Kwesi. Like, yeah, did he make him an offer? Yeah, he made him an offer knowing damn well he's going to deny it. You know what I mean? He at least did the action. But you know, it's one of those things where it's like a backhanded comment. You know what I mean? It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, he did a lot for us. All right, we got something for you, man. 1 year, 25. You know
Yeah.
damn well he ain't taking that shit, man. You just threw an
Uh,
offer just to say, hey, we
you just
tried. You know what I
threw
mean?
some bullshit out there.
Hey, we wanted him. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
were willing. Yeah,
The
man.
funny
Stop
thing
it.
is if you
Knock it the
woulda
fuck
took
off.
it, then you're like, uh.
Yeah. If you would have took it, be like, whoa, hold up though.
Hold
Nah,
on now.
man.
Hold up.
Only 3 million guaranteed out that
Yeah,
25. Man.
only
We
3
got
million guaranteed, player.
stipulations. But nah, man, you know,
Yeah.
I'm excited about number 9, bro. And as a Vikings fan, how can you not be? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how can you not be, man? Like at the end of the day, man, it's time to start a new journey. Let's stop taking everybody else's quarterback and thinking they're gonna be our savior, man. Let's roll with our guy. And if he doesn't work out, then we get back to the drawing board, but at least
Yeah.
stick with the original plan. Like I feel like if Kwesi and KOC are gonna get fired on your sword. You know what I mean? Fall on your sword, man. You feel me? Not the New York Jets sword that had faith in Sam Darnold. I don't care. That's just how I think about it. And he ain't gonna be good in Seattle. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's not going to the best spot. If I was him, I would have tried to get there in Pittsburgh, maybe took a little bit less money. But
Mhm.
yes, Seattle looks like they're just tanking, man. They're
Yeah.
kind of selling everybody.
I don't
Like,
even understand why Sam Darnold went there to knowing they got rid of DK Metcalf, Tyler
yeah,
Lockett. Like,
I think he went and just got his payday. And I mean, we can't be mad at him. Can't be. Go get your money.
we all
Go get
knew that
your
was
money, dog.
happening. I mean,
Yeah,
we
go
all knew
get your
that was
money,
happening.
big dog. I ain't mad. Thank you for the
Get your
fun
money.
year. It was fun.
It
It
was
was fun.
fun. It was fun.
We
Why
had
would
a
you
good
want to
time.
invest 3 years? And you know, another thing too, to get 55 million guaranteed off of one good season. You've been
Yep.
you've been in the league 7 years. You have one successful season, and a team is willing to throw that. Hey, more power to you, bro. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, get it. Appreciate
And
you, Kwesi.
it seemed like the Vikings and Kwesi played it right because he went for under the tag price. I
Yeah,
think
because the tag price was 40.
tag price was 40 or 41. So
Yeah.
he went less than that. So it looked like we played it right. And it looked like all the talk about us trying to work something out with Sam Darnold. It's kind of what we all expect or suspected of us just kind of bumping up his value, like
Mhm,
doing him a good favor. So
mhm.
um that's 2 comp picks right there. The Cam Bynum and the Sam Darnold. And then you might get another comp pick. Now it's probably a 6th round comp pick from the Patrick Jones signing. He
Yeah.
goes to the Carolina
Yeah.
Panthers, 2 years, $20 million, making about $10 million per year. We weren't going to pay that much for him. I
Yeah.
think he's earned it. I think he
He
had a really
did.
good year last
I'm
year,
happy for
especially.
him. I'm
Yeah,
happy for
really
him.
happy for him.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go ball out in Carolina, do your thing.
Yeah.
But what this does is this opens up more playing time for Dallas Turner.
Yeah.
So this move was kind of expected here. I don't
Yeah.
think this was a surprise. I don't think we're trying to bring Patrick Jones back.
Yeah.
I like him as a player, but you invest a first round pick, trading up in the first round to grab first round pick
Dallas
Dallas
Turner.
Turner.
Yeah.
You got to give the guy playing time.
You got him.
So
You got to. You got to.
so
And you get hit it right on the head. That's exactly what happened.
yeah. So happy for Patrick Jones, man. Got your money. And go ball out, man. Go ball out. We enjoyed you while you're
Absolutely.
here. So those are 3 comp picks right now. Now, those could balance out depending on who we sign. I know the compensatory picks only count if the free agent that is signed from your team just plays out his contract. It's not like they can't be cut and then picked up and then you get a comp pick. They have to play out their contract like a Cam Bynum, like a Sam Darnold this year, like a Patrick Jones, like a Daniel Jones, because he finished
Mhm.
up his contract. Or no, he signed a new 1-year contract with the Vikings. He finished that off. We didn't cut him. That's another comp pick if Daniel Jones decides to walk out of the door. So we're looking at least 2 third-round comp picks, a 4th-round comp pick, and I think a 6th-round comp pick so far. So, I mean, I think that was all part of the plan going into next year's draft, and credit Kwesi for that. There's some things that he does that I do like, but overall, it's like, come on, dude. Like, there's certain things that you got to get your draft right. But I mean, judging how last year went, this is Kwesi's time of the year. So go ahead and cook, Kwesi.
Yeah,
Go ahead and
go ahead and cook.
cook.
How do you feel, SK, real quick? Because I talk to Papa about this often, about JJ McCarthy's injury. Do you feel like there could be a scenario where he's really not ready? I feel like they wouldn't have let Sam Darnold walk out the door if
It's
they
a
felt like he wasn't ready.
meniscus.
Yeah, it's a
It's a
meniscus tear.
meniscus.
You know, I mean, a
A lo-
meniscus. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not an ACL. It's not a PCL. It's none of these major like tendons or anything like that. So meniscus injuries and surgeries happen all the time. The reason why this one was such a big deal is it happened right before the season started. It happened right after a great performance from JJ McCarthy, and it got irresponsible and wrong reports for his second quote unquote surgery. It
Which it
wasn't a
wasn't.
second surgery.
Yeah,
It was a
correct.
touch up, or they had some
They had
swelling
to
or
like
something. They
drain
had to
it or
put down.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a drain. It wasn't a second
It
surgery.
was
So
actually just a needle. It wasn't even
yeah,
like they
there
didn't
was
like cut him
there
or
was so
anything. Yeah.
many reports on major like
Yeah.
national media networks, whether it be on Colin Coward or ESPN. I heard them
Mhm.
say, "Oh well, JJ McCarthy had another ACL surgery," and
Procedure.
it's like procedure, and it's like it wasn't the ACL; it was a meniscus. Meniscus injuries happen all the time. You don't hear that often about them because, like I said, it happened right before the season started. After he had a great game, was on his way to possibly winning the starting quarterback position from Sam Darnold before the season
Wow.
started. And on
Mhm.
top of that, a lot of these athletes, a lot of these football players specifically, they choose the lighter route. So if you guys remember when that injury first happened, there was 2 ways that they could have went about the surgery. They could have done a touch up to where I think they just shave it down and he
Mhm.
just goes about his business. He's back on the field in 4 to 6 weeks. Or you can take the route of let's get, full on repair,
Yeah.
and it's going to last you longer. Your knee's going to be stronger throughout your entire career instead of us just shaving it down and throwing you back out there.
Yeah.
So a lot of these meniscus injuries happen to football players all the time, but they choose the route of getting it shaved down so they can get back on the field quicker. That
Yeah.
wasn't the case. We saw, because remember, we're kind of clamoring for maybe 4 or 5 days of, okay, how long is he going to be out for? Is it only going to be 4 to 6 weeks? Is it going to be the whole season? We kind of waited around for that announcement to drop. So when it did, obviously the Vikings brass and obviously JJ McCarthy and the doctors and everybody sat down and discussed this of which route should we take. And they said, we have a kid that's 22 years old. We have a guy in Sam Darnold who we think can perform very well, at least for 1 year, and hold down the fort. Why
Yeah.
are we going to rush this 22-year-old, our future franchise quarterback, onto the field and risk him injuring it again and risk him being injured later on in his career with that same injury? I think
Yeah.
that's exactly what happened. And I think that's why things got so blown up out of proportion to where all of a sudden it was an ACL injury. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden JJ McCarthy is injury prone. He wasn't injured his entire college career. This was the
Mhm.
first injury that I remember from JJ McCarthy. And it seemed just kind of like a freak, not even a freak accident. Like this stuff happens all the time. He just
Well,
chose to take the longer route to get it repaired. So
that's how I feel. Exactly. And he said, ask SK what he thinks about carrying the team after a 14-game season, and now he is coming in behind Darnold. Do you believe he is really ready?
what's your definition of ready? Is your
And
definition of ready saying he's got to win 14 or more games? Because that's probably not going to happen.
right.
Or like, I think we all are going to have to realize and accept that there's going to be some speed bumps, some rough patches. This is ultimately his rookie year being out on the field.
Mhm.
So there's going to be times where he's going to make a dumb rookie mistake, or he's going to make the wrong read, or he's going to, run into a sack of him running the wrong way in the pocket or stepping up the wrong way in the pocket. We're going to have to realize and temper our expectations, because
Mhm.
we kind of got spoiled with this of having, you know, multiple, or not multiple, but double digit win seasons under KLC. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm not saying we can't go out there and win 13, 12, 13, 14 games. It's possible. But don't be surprised if there is rough patches, if he does struggle from time to time, because that's what rookie quarterbacks do. We talked our shit about Bo Nix all season long. He started balling at the end of the year. Like, I couldn't even hate anymore. And there's more hate for Sean Payton than anything, but he had those rough patches at the
Mhm.
beginning of his season where we're sitting there like, he's 9 for 15 for 27 yards. Like, what are we even talking about now? But those numbers improved as the season went on. So with JJ McCarthy, I think we all need to realize he may not look as good as Sam Darnold looked this past year,
Right.
but that's okay. He's a rookie. He's going to have his rough patches. What you want to see out of your rookie quarterback is that he shows flashes of greatness. And I think JJ McCarthy is going to do that. I'm confident he's going to do that.
Yeah.
But don't expect him to go out there and throw for 5,000 yards and 35 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions. Like, if he does, great. Like, I'd be surprised. I really would. And you know how I ride for JJ McCarthy.
Yeah.
But let's let him grow into his own. He's still young. He has great coaching. He has everything around him to be successful, but he's still going to have those rookie moments, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
No,
okay.
for sure. No, I agree 110%. I even thought about it like this, where you won 14 games, and we can hang the banner on that shit, to be honest, if you want. I mean, if you feel like you want to hang the banner on it, hang it. But like I said, this with JJ McCarthy, I could honestly see us winning 9 games, still
Yeah.
getting to the same exact playoff game that we got to,
Mhm.
winning 14, but actually being more competitive and winning, because JJ is such a winner.
Yep.
It just, you know what I mean? He just knows how to win, to where I'd rather be a 9-win team, but actually advance in the playoffs, than to
Mhm.
say we won 14 games and then got bounced out. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, like I'm done with hanging the banner on the how many games we won in the regular season now. I think it's time to just really win the games that matter. You got to get there, at the end of
Yeah.
the day. You got to get there. So win enough games to get there. But then when you get there, handle the business, man.
Yeah.
And Sam Darnold, quite frankly, folded. Like, if you want to keep it honest, like, he folded. I
Yeah.
mean, week 18 against the Detroit Lions, our wide receivers were getting wide open, wide.
Yeah.
Overthrows, underthrows, panicking, deer in the headlights. Why? Well, I used to say this about Kirk Cousins. You want to know why? Because it was for something.
Mhm.
Anytime it's a game that's for something, that's when you see the true leader in a quarterback, the true dog in a quarterback. I mean, week 6, week 7, cool. Throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. I like it. Round of applause for you. But then when the NFC title's on the line, what are
Number
you
1
doing?
seed.
Number 1 seed on the line, what are you doing? And that's what I look at. That's what matters to me. All right. Like, that's why I say it's time for a change. He showed us enough. Why try to, oh, let's give him another shot? No, the season's too long to be waiting to give him another shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
time to move on, man. So that's just my opinion on it.
Yeah, no, I agree there too. Purple Papa said to lead a team and keep the troops together. That's what I mean. And I think Rap just kind of,
Yeah.
expanded on that. Is JJ McCarthy has those leadership qualities. And Sam showed those leadership qualities this year as well.
Yeah.
But when it came to those tight games, And this is whenever I brought up JJ McCarthy has the it factor. And I say it every time. People kind of look past that and say, it doesn't exist. You got to have the talent. He has the talent. I'm not saying he doesn't. But as the quarterback and as a good franchise quarterback, you got to have that it factor. It doesn't necessarily you got to have swag or anything like that. Peyton Manning didn't have swag. Peyton Manning had that it factor to when it came down to it and they needed a play from him. No matter how easy or how hard it was, he made that play. He made the winning play. Tom Brady has that it factor. Never really had the swagger, never was really cool until he became the GOAT and winning was cool. Then he was considered, Mr. Swag, Mr. Cool guy or whatever. But he had that it factor. When his team needed him, he stepped up. Sam Darnold didn't show that it factor this season on those major games when we needed him to make a play, when we needed him to make an easy throw. He couldn't do it. That's the difference between JJ McCarthy and Sam Darnold, in my opinion. JJ McCarthy has that it factor to where he's going to step up in the biggest moments and he's going to make a play. You saw it throughout his career, his entire college career at Michigan, and you're going to see it in Minnesota as the Vikings quarterback. So I think that's the difference between the Sam Darnold and the JJ McCarthy.
That's a fact.
Purple Papa says, what is your expectation? How many wins? I'll let you do that first, Rat. I'll go after you.
I mean, with him, I got
9, you said, right?
Yeah, like 9 to 10. You know what I mean? Some average. You know what I mean? I think the team, and this also leans on how much. Right now, we already made a prime move for the center, so that's a good thing. And I just feel like 9 to 10 wins is definitely doable, man. And on top of that, man, I mean, if Kevin O'Connell can coach up Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, Sam Darnold, Kirk Cousins, why would I sit back and say, nah, he can't do nothing with JJ McCarthy? Like, are you serious? Like, I see him coach up them guys, bro. I have nothing but faith that him and JJ McCarthy are going to lock in and be a problem. Like, for real, man. They're going to be a problem, man. I can see 9 to 10 wins, but I can see our team actually being more competitive when it matters.
Yep. And that's
Byron Murphy signed with the Vikings, 3 years, $66 million.
There we go. Breaking news. 3 years.
3 years, $66 million. Byron Murphy. Wow.
Okay.
20 plus million a year.
20 plus million. Let's see how much of that is guaranteed. Got to see how much of that is guaranteed. I think that was the biggest domino that we're waiting to fall for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna say this right now. Don't be surprised if the Jonathan Allen news follows very, very soon. Usually when a big deal like this happens and Jonathan Allen being in Minnesota as we speak, they could have been talking a lot about numbers and how they could work bringing back Byron Murphy back and bringing in Jonathan Allen, which it's possible. We have plenty of cap room, but there's other moves you got to make.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if you see a Jonathan Allen signing come up by the end of the night very soon.
I think the Byron Murphy pickup or re-sign was the right thing to do. I think it was obvious because if he wasn't gonna re-sign, he would have got picked up by somebody else. Somebody else would have paid him that for sure. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I think it was the right thing to do, man. Shout out to the Vikings for making that happen, man. That makes all the most sense in the world to me to do that. And because look, man, he proved that, man. Not only is he a good tackler, he's a good tackler. People underestimate his tackling ability too, man. He's definitely a dog at the line of scrimmage. And the interceptions, man, 6 interceptions last year. I mean, just in the right place at the right time, knowing his assignment. I mean, yes, he got beat a couple times, but all corners get beat. I mean, shit, Deion Sanders got beat there once in a while. It just is what it is, man. No, you got to pay. 20 sounds like a lot for a corner, and it kind of is, but
that's what they're going for right now.
That's what they're going for, man. We got to face it, man. It's just the market.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
we're going to try and stick around long enough for what the guarantees are on that deal and the details of that. But I agree with you, man. You had to. That's a position of need that you had to address. We
Yeah.
can still address the trenches. I don't know how much Jonathan Allen is necessarily going for or asking for, but if you're able to, obviously you already re-signed Murphy. If you're able to bring in Jonathan Allen as well,
Yeah.
we're cooking. Now, we just talked about at the beginning of the show. Would you rather have Murphy back or would you rather go out there and sign Fries? Fries might be off the table if you end up signing Allen, more than likely, because Fries is going to go for around $20 million per year.
Yeah. So my thing is this. I know we talked about. I'm gonna say a prediction right now. First of all, which I might not be the hugest fan of this, but I think the team likes Blake Brandel low key. Like I really
Mhm.
do. I think they like Blake Brandel, bruh.
They do,
So
which is
I
fine.
yeah, so I feel like they feel like there's kind of some insurance there. As fans, we're like, man, we need a guard. You know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
need a guard, bruh. But you know, if you can get a center like you did with Kelly,
Mhm.
if you can get a center that really can hold it down in the middle of that field, man, he really takes a lot of pressure off a lot of shit going on in that line, man. And if you look at his stats, I mean, bro don't let shit through. So,
Yeah.
I mean, look, man, it could be one of those things where they feel like, hey, we got a better center now that kind of relieves a little bit of pressure off the guards,
Yeah.
and maybe the Cam Robinson. I really want to see Cam Robinson get thrown in there at guard, man. That would be a pleasure to see. I know you said we might have to pay him, but I mean,
Yeah.
I look at it like, do you really though? Because yeah, you got to pay him technically, but do you really? Because you had a team in the Jaguars that released him, but pretty much they gave him to us, but I mean they didn't
Yeah.
want him. Yeah, I mean they didn't want nothing to do with him, and then we get him. He played good a couple games, but he fell off a little bit, especially when you're trying to compare him to what we had, which isn't fair to him, but still yet, comparing him to Christian Darris also, I don't think his value is super high. I mean, you're paying him what? I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm sure they're not up there. And if you were going to go and pay for another guard, I think keeping Cam Robinson just as insurance too, and maybe experimenting with it. I'm not the biggest
Yeah.
fan of the musical chair shit, but with that one, I think I'll be willing to take the chance because I feel like the Becton just gives me that same type of vibe, man. Like it really does put that big boy at guard and let him just start thumping shit. Like for real, man.
Yeah. Because it's tricky with Cam Robinson because he's a starting left tackle in this league. So it's not
Yeah,
like he's struggling at the left tackle position and it's like, oh, let's just move him inside. Because that was the thing with Becton is that he just couldn't play the tackle position
yeah.
in the NFL. And they said, you know what? Let's move him inside.
And
And
now
it
he's one of
worked.
the
It ended up
best.
working
Yeah,
masterfully.
yeah,
So I would love to have him inside too, but I guarantee you, tackle money is a whole lot more than guard money right now.
mhm.
So if he has the opportunity to get a starting tackle position in the league at starting tackle money, he's
Yeah, he
gonna
might
take
take it.
it. So I think he gets that somewhere, but you never know, man. You never know. It'd be nice.
I mean, shit, these teams ain't beating his door down. So shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe we can get lucky and maybe they already have kind of a verbal agreement here. Like, man, hey, look, man, we want to keep you. You know what I mean? We're just gonna let you know we want to keep you and we got
Yeah.
plans for you. And it possibly mean moving you to guard, but you're still gonna make the money you're making type of deal. So because the truth of the matter is if we sign Allen, we're not getting Fries. All right. I
No,
mean, really based off of true, honestly, like we're getting one or the other, and that's just the
yeah,
reality. You're not getting both.
that should be our goal. And
You're getting one or the
I'd
other,
be happy with one or the other.
and
I'd
that's a
be
good
happy.
question to put on the poll. Actually, that I'll do when we get off here on the community
Yeah.
poll is like, which one would you rather have? Because I mean, that's a conversation to have and see kind of where the fan base is at with that. I mean, my opinion, because I didn't think we talked about this. We talked about Murphy or Fries, but
Mhm.
if it came down to Allen or Fries, I'm still taking Fries. I'm gonna keep it honest with you, man. I am, man. I'm not the huge fan of Allen like that. Like, I don't get me
No,
wrong. Nah, I
exactly
think
what we
he's
need.
good, man. He's old. It could be one of those moves where you pay him and his age like tends to kick because he's right at that to me, he's right at that borderline of okay, do you really is his name still holds a little bit of weight to where you would be kind of forced to pay him a lot of money and you could or
Mhm.
it's easy to overpay for a guy like him. You know what I mean? So I just think you got to be careful on how much you offer Allen, man, because you could easily overpay for him, man, and he won't be as productive as you think. Like for the money you will pay him, you would be expecting to get somebody who's gonna wreck shit more times than none. And I just don't know if
Yeah.
he's that guy all the way, man. But it's all good. I wouldn't be mad either way. Let's get him if we can.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get the details on the deal. They usually drop them, 10 minutes, 15 minutes after the actual announcement. It's still not online yet. So
Yeah,
I'm almost sure a lot of that hit is on the signing bonus. I don't think it's necessarily going to count against the cap hit at least this first year.
yeah,
So let's look into the numbers first before we gasp and say $22 million a year for Byron Murphy. I'm sure probably 30, 35, maybe 40% of that is incentive based. But you
yeah,
never know. You never
yeah,
know. I'm
yeah.
happy for it. I'm glad.
Shout
Now
out
you got
Praddock. Shout out Praddock, man. Shout out
now
Mike.
you got two positions where
Yeah,
okay, you got enough money to address one of those positions in free agency. The other one you can focus on the draft.
yeah,
Now, if
yeah,
you look at the draft, when you say, Fries or Allen, you guys can put it in the chat. Would you guys rather sign Will Fries or Jonathan Allen?
yeah,
With how this offseason shaken up and how the draft is kind of unfolding and the talent that's in that draft pool, I think the safest bet is to draft or to sign Fries and
yeah.
then draft a defensive tackle because this draft for defensive tackles is so deep. So
Mhm.
I think I would lean Will Fry, but I really love Jonathan Allen in this
Yeah,
deal.
you like Allen, man. Now listen, Allen's he's had a good career. Uh
Yeah.
and I see McFadden saying rap, you got put on the tape, man. Listen, I've watched Allen play. What I'm saying is he could also be as easy as he can be prime Allen, he could easily be Marcus Davenport. You feel me? Like I'm just keeping it real. I know they play two different positions, but I'm just saying, bro, like it
No,
could
you
easily
don't
be
put
the
that ego
same.
on him.
Bro, I'm just saying, like,
Come
Allen, if
on.
you look at last year, see, my thing is this going into these, because last year, what he was hurt, like, how many games? Let's pull up his numbers from last year because I think he only had like what what do you have? 3 sacks? Let's
Yeah, but
see.
he didn't play the entire season.
Exactly. Now, that's my thing. You know, everybody want to talk about injuries. Uh, did we not learn our lesson with Marcus? I mean, shit, we was doing the
Marcus
same
was
shit.
never as dominant as Jonathan Allen.
What? But Marcus Davenport in his prime?
No. No, you must not watch enough Jonathan Allen rap.
Bro, I've
Jonathan
seen
Allen is
Jonathan
a
Allen.
dominant defensive tackle.
Okay.
He's a dominant defensive tackle. So let's go. Let me pull up his 2024 season. He played 8 games in 2024. So in those 8 games, he had 3 sacks from the defensive tackle spot, 19 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, 7 quarterback hits. And then if
So
you look at so
so he's been
2023,
fairly healthy. I'll give him that. He's
yeah,
been he's been fairly healthy, right? Because he's
2023, 5.5 sacks. 2022, 7.5 sacks. 2021, 9
9
sacks.
sacks. That was his best season. Yeah. Yeah.
2020 was 2 sacks, 6 sacks, 8 sacks in 2018. So, yes, he's a little older, but again, if you end up signing him, you can still go out there and draft a defensive tackle to pair with him, whether that be in the first round, whether that be later on in the draft. That this is a deep defensive tackle draft. So,
Mhm.
I don't know, man. I'll be happy either way, whether it's Fries or whether it's Allen. But having
Yeah.
Allen at the defensive tackle spot, that's a game changer, dog.
I
That's
guess
a
I mean,
game
yeah.
changer.
Again, I'll be good with Allen, man. I'm gonna rep him. You know what I mean? It's if that's gonna be like our prize pickup for the offseason, I mean, I'm gonna ride with it. You know what I mean? Like I ain't mad at it. I'm just saying
Yeah.
though, man. Like
You
I just
prefer
think,
prize.
and if you think about it, in all reality, there really isn't any other options out there. He is kind of the best option, right? That defensive
Yeah.
tackle. I mean, because the guy from Eagles, Milton,
Yeah.
like you're gonna take a chance on him based off of one damn near season, pretty much.
Mhm.
Like, and you're just gonna say, well, I believe he can continue to play like this. And that sometimes that's a risk that you might not want to take because you got to invest in him so much for something off of what he did last year. And at least there is some kind of history and evidence there that Jonathan Allen can put together some good seasons. So I'll go with it, man. You know what I mean? I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
still
guess
nothing
I
on
guess I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, man, look, that our 2 weakest spots on this team are 2 positions that we need to address, and we have the
Yeah.
draft, and we have probably one more major move in free agency to make for one of those spots. So, we're in a
Yeah.
good position. I like where we're at. I like
Yeah.
we brought Byron Murphy back. Again, we gotta look at the numbers to see what the cap hit is.
Mhm.
You would bring in another really good corner, in my opinion, in Isaiah Rodgers, and you address the interior offensive line with Ryan Kelly. So I like the move so far. Again, credit Kwesi. This has never been my issue with Kwesi. It's always been the draft. So we should be confident. I think we
Yeah.
should be extremely confident with this. I'm not gonna lie. So
Yeah, no, I'm confident. I'm confident in what the team's doing, man. I'm curious. I guess we'll have more answers now that we're gonna move past the free agent type of deal, and tomorrow's gonna be another exciting day. I mean, most of the big names are kind of get, but you might there's a strong possibility that some trades happen too, like some
mhm.
blockbuster. There's gonna be a trade out of nowhere that just kind of like what? Like the
Yeah.
Vikings or whatever team, there's gonna be some big news. The NFL is just I almost feel like it's written in the contract, like, hey, bro, you gotta surprise the fans one way or the other. Like not
Yeah.
Vikings, but just NFL in general. Like,
In
hey,
general, yeah.
somebody big got to move this offseason. Who wants to be a volunteer? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're gonna make a lot of money. Who wants to be a volunteer? You want to go to San Fran? All right, you good with that? All right, cool. We'll talk to your GM. We'll make sure we get that done. Your ass getting shipped.
So
Like for
so
real.
okay, so real quick before we do get out of here, because we're running out of time.
Yeah.
Just overall NFL, who would you say would be the bold prediction or surprising prediction, um, to be
Trade.
traded or to be released? Big name.
I'm
It's
gonna
in your
I'm gonna say Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase. Okay.
Jamar Chase to the. I'll say Jamar Chase to the. Let's see. Let me get this. 'Cause I want to get this right. You know what I mean? I would love to just hit this on the head out of nowhere, just out the blue type shit. Just
Yeah,
like I'm my Vikingism is just like gonna be on point.
Vikinism.
I'm gonna say Jamar Chase gets traded to the uh, uh um Dallas Cowboys. No, I
Uh,
lied. They already paid. No, never mind. Don't take
yeah.
that. Not Dallas. I'm gonna say. Did
Green
Tyreek
Bay.
Hill is Tyreek Hill still in? No. Is Tyreek Hill still in Miami or did he get traded?
He's still in Miami.
All right, still in Miami. All right. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Back to Louisiana,
Yeah.
huh? Okay.
Back to Louisiana. I'm gonna say Chase to the Saints, man. I mean,
Okay.
like, look, at the end of the day, we're kind of just like, grabbing for whatever. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
man.
No, I
Yeah.
hear you. That's a bold one. That's a
Yeah. So
bold
what's your bold one? Let's hear it.
I'm gonna say Kyler Murray.
Oh, I like it.
Kyler Murray to the Giants.
Wow. he
Kyler
wouldn't
Murray
last
to
a
the
fucking
Giants.
week in New York. You hear me? Like them boy eat that boy alive. That boy, listen, that'll be the
Man.
death of Kyler Murray for sure, man.
Yeah.
Like facts, bro.
Yeah, no, it would. They'd be on his ass.
Boy, they'd be booing that motherfucker before you get off the bus. They'd be like, man, y'all done traded for this short motherfucker. You know, shout out to the short kings. But I'm gonna tell you right now, New York, boy, they fans hard, boy. You hear me? Like, not the YouTube ones. I'm talking about the fans that really there, boy, that live and die by that joint. But they gonna be on him, man. It's way different from Phoenix. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But that would that would be crazy though. Would be crazy.
Yeah, let me give one last look before we get out of here and see if they drop the
TJ Hawkinson get traded. No, I would love for
Yeah.
for us to trade Hawk.
I wouldn't be surprised, but we lost Johnny Munt. So if we let Johnny
we
Munt
lost
walk,
Johnny
then
Munt. Like
man, we lost Johnny Munt and we lost.
boy,
my
what
dude
is the
Mullen.
world coming to when we out
What's
here
the
talking
world?
about Johnny Munt losing Johnny Munt, man? Look here, man.
Hey
Man,
man,
that's funny.
he was solid depth.
He is the best tight end 3 in the league, though. Dead ass.
I'm just saying, man.
Best
I'm
tight end
just
3 in the
saying.
league. That's
Still
smart.
no details on the Byron Murphy deal.
We'll get it though, man. You know what I mean? Y'all make sure I tap in with
we'll
SK
get it,
on
too.
X, man. Y'all
Yeah,
tap in with
tap
SK
in,
on
tap
X.
in.
I'm not as of active on X, man. I just be on there bullshitting every once in a while, man. I like it for the news, to be honest with you. Best platform in the world for the instant news. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
I tell people, like,
Especially
you
sports.
know, Facebook and sports in general, just sports in general, like Facebook and all those are Instagram. They're usually all kind of semi late to the party, man. TikTok,
and
you
they're
gotta
for
create
friends.
it.
Those are for friends.
Yeah, and they're for friends, but like Twitter or X is the place to be because instantly, like how we were doing tonight. I mean, the shit
Yep.
comes out. You turn you got to know who to notifications to turn on. Obviously, during this time, you're gonna turn on your Schultz, you're gonna turn on your Ian Rappaports and whoever else. And these are the guys that instant they post it, it's there. You know what I mean? And then after the free agent's over, turn their notifications off because that should have pissed you off.
Right. So yeah, man. Thank you guys for tapping in with us tonight. We're gonna wrap it up. We will be back not next Monday, but the following Monday.
Yeah.
We might. Who knows? We might get a little showing in between. If
Might
something
do a
major
weekend
happens,
show or something. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we'll figure something out. So be on the lookout for us. Make sure you have those notifications turned on for the Purple Parlor, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Give us a follow on all social media platforms. On Instagram at Purple Parlor 1, obviously. On YouTube at Purple Parlor 1, and we're on TikTok as well at Purple Parlor 4.
Yeah, and we're two subscribers away, man. Real quick, man. Before y'all get off, if you're not subscribed, we're 2 subscribers away from 700. So let's just get us to 700 real quick, bro. Let's at least do that tonight.
We're trying to hit that 1,000 mark. Trying to hit that 1,000 mark.
Just hit the subscribe button, man. Let's get to 700 tonight, man. We appreciate all y'all support throughout this journey with Purple Parlor, man, and we got plenty more to come for sure.
Absolutely. It might get crazy. Might get a little crazy this offseason.
Might get crazy around here.
Might get crazy. We might be going off the rails a couple times, but that's all right. That's all right.
That's a fact.
But again, thank you guys for tapping in. As always, this was episode 27 of the Purple Parlor. It is your boy SK here with Rap. Until next time, it's your boys at Purple Parlor, man. Peace.
I say the same. I say the same. I say the same.